Good morning, all. Myself, Gitanjali Mishra, research scholar from GIT University, Gunapur. It's my pleasure to present my conference paper, which is titled as Inclusive Review on Extractive and Abstractive Text Summarization, Taxonomy, Dataset, Techniques, and Challenges. So this is my abstract. Condensing the lengthy text into meaningful length while maintaining its essential informations and components is known as summarization. Manual summarization, it will take much time and generally very complex. So where we need to do many activities, so that's why it is very complex one. So to reduce the cost and timing for the summarization, we are using the automatic text summarization. So this automatic text summarization, which is using natural language processing, that is NLP. So why we are using natural language processing? Because it has many characteristics or features like text classification, question answering, summarizing legal text and news, and creating different headlines. So this you basically this paper is we which we are presenting. We are doing the comparative study on different models, and it is classified based on their data set which is used and very different techniques which are used. So we have classified this automatic text summarization into two parts, that is extractive and abstractive summarization. So extractive summarization means where we are extracting important features or the sentences from the text input text, and that will be the final output of as a summary, which is called as your extractive summarization. But in abstractive summarization, we are creating a different summary which is based on the understanding of the key ideas and details found in the original text. So here we are rephrasing the sentences, but it will consider the semantic and the original context of the input document. So this article summarization different classification of the automatic text summarization, which is based mainly this ATS is classified into extractive and abstractive summarization. Both are categorized based on these features, that is entry, input document, frequency, summary types, language used, purpose of summary, methods used to the summarize. So these are the key features which will classify these automatic text summarization. So various genres and its dataset which are used. So based on the genres, so which we are using in our daily life, like that is classified into two types: short document and long document. So in short document, we are using news, digest, highlights, feedback, and for the long document, we are using research papers, biomedical text, education text, blogs. So for genre, we are using different matrices for evaluation. So mainly we are most commonly we are using the recall oriented understudy for guessing evaluation, that is RUS, for the evaluation of the summary. So in this evaluation, it is based on the overlapping of the words and comparing these text candidate text with the human generated summaries. So there are different techniques are available for the ROS, like ngram, then ROS L, and ROS W. So in ngram, so if the number of words will be one, then that is called as your unigram. So where only one word that will be overlapped and compared with the candidate summary with the human generated summary. If the n equal to 2, then that is called as your bigram, and similarly if n equal to 3, then it is called as a trigram. So longest common subsequence, that is RUL, it is based on the score that will be assigned to the longest common subsequence. So for that evaluation, we are using this RUL. Then another one is, it is that rank based on the weighted longest common subsequence. So this is the main matrices which is used for the evaluation of the genres, which we are using for the summarization. Next type is input document frequency. It can be categorized. We can categorize the document frequency into two types. So that is a single document and a multi document. So single document means so when we are inputting the text for summary, if the document will be one, then that is called a single document. But if we are inputting more than one document, that is called as your multiple document summarization. So the certain problems we have identified, which is that so when it will decrease the caliber of the text summaries when we are inputting more than one document for the summary. So for example, when we are searching something from the midline biomedical literature database for some certain element, then it will give 100 lines, 100 numbers of documents. So from there, so to find out some crucial information, it is very difficult to find out. So for that, so as a result, the summary, which is the very last one, and it can be greatest extent feasible, which contains several crucial subjects. So next is based on the summary types. Also, we can classify the summaries. So there are it can be classified into 5 types. That is centric, domain specific, query oriented, user focused, and topic focused. So generic specific means so it is not dependent on the domain. So it depends on the some general features. So by using that feature, we are extracting the summary from the inputted text. In domain specific, so it purely dependent on the domain. So for example, nowadays the researchers have shifted their focus to the domain specific summary techniques. So whatever the summary they want to retrieve, that is purely dependent on the domain. Next is your query oriented summary. So it depends on the query which is raised from the audience, and it is dependent to the user. Based on their query, the summary will be generated. So the summary can be different as for the query which is generated from the n number of users. User focused. So this technique develops summaries to respond to the interest of the specific users. According to the interest of the user, the summary will be generated from the inputted text. Then topics focused. So this is purely based, it will give more importance on the topic which is intended to from the user. Based on the topic interest, the summary will be extracted from the inputted text. So these are the some of the literature survey which we have done. So in generic oriented, so these are the reference articles. So first one is hybrid pointer generator network. This methodology is used, and while this method is used, so the advantage is it will reduce the inaccuracy and the repetition of the summary. And limitation is it low levels of means it gives a low level of abstraction. So here the CNN Daily Mail dataset is used. This is the result. Next is the neural attention neural machine transformation methodology in this 28 article that is used. The advantage by using this methodology, the advantage is a fully data-driven approach to abstractive sentences summarization that scales to a large amount of training data. The limitation is that an efficient algorithm and consistency is generated. Means we need to use some efficient alignment, some algorithm which is required. So here we have the DOC 2004 dataset is used. Next is the query oriented summary. So in the first 29 article, so their weekly supervised learning model is used with but some technology. So by using this, the for single and multi-document domain adaptation techniques for solving lack of training data. So the here we the single document and multiple document both are used, and there we use the DOC 2005, 2006, and 2007 documents. These are the outputs or results of that. So 31, the encoder decoder with query attention, that methodology is used. Mainly here the attention mechanism is used. By using this mechanism, so it gives the more focus on the query based summarization, which is based as per the user's requirement. The output or the summary will be retrieved from the input. So here the encyclopedia data set will be used. This is the output. So in the topic focused, so this technology is used, Oracle score based probability distribution of unigams. So here, what advantage we have seen here? An automatic method of summarization is performing good. The demerit is this Oracle score based working good for the task based data set. So here we use DOC 2005 and 2006 dataset, and this is the output. So for the languages used, so based on the language, which language we are using, the text, the summary also can be classified into two types. That is monolingual and multilingual. So in monolingual, that means we are using one language document, but in case of your multilingual, we are using more than one languages as the input to find out the summary. So this is the literature survey for this monolingual summary. The first methodology, that is here we use the transformer based encoder and decoder system. By using this encoder decoder system, the advantage is the proposed methods are giving the quality for the monolingual models. So the data set used is your Spanish newspaper articles, and this is the output. For multilingual summary, so first genetic programming and linear programming methodology is used. By using this, we have seen that it gives a good result and good performance on the benchmark dataset. So here the dataset used are DOC 2002, 2004, and 2007. These are the outputs. And then the 37 article, enhanced feature vector representation, that is the methodology used. And by using that methodology, we got this benefit, that is it is proposed, the proposed method which generates the text summarization are encouraging, and the proficiency will be more. The limitation is the flow of the summary text is not very smooth. So here the input data set is DOC. And in 38 but model we used. So by using this, we have seen that monolingual models are giving the best result as compared to the multilingual model. The limitation is for the keyword extraction, the combination of other methods should be done, and the main data set we have used as CNN, Daily Medset, NYT, and Exxon. This is the result of that. The purpose of the summary is that is categorized into two types, that is inductive, indicative, and informative. So indicative information, indicative summary means it will include the metadata in the summary. The contents will not be included into the summary. It gives the general sense of the document, means it will not include the total document or the content into the summary, which will highlight which is essential. So where we are using that is mainly in the book headings, is essay and editorial book, etc., where we have seen that the contents that will be highlighted with some of the headings. So by heading we can identify or we can guess what will be the content of it without including the content. In informative summary, it is used for communicative information present in the original document. The summary is created through informative text summarization, which is used mainly to communicate the information uh, which is present in the original document, and it is best suitable for investigation summary and experiment. For example, in the clinical report, the patient's informations are given in the summary format, which helps the medical expert to get more complete information. So mainly, we have seen we have means three methods which are used to get the summary. That is supervised, unsupervised, and next one is that the combination of supervised and unsupervised. That is semi-supervised. So these are the some of the literature survey which methods that is used for the text summarization. The first one, the BERT models, which is used to get in the supervised learning. By using BERT, we have seen that the BERT model are giving the best result for only extractive summarization, not for the abstractive summarization. The limitation is that when we are tuning or changing the hyperparameters whenever it is required for better summarization, the performance in case of extractive summarization, the performance will be decreased, and it should focus for we should use the medical data set, academic data set for the extractive summarization. A domain specific data set need to be used. So here in this article, CNN and CNN daily data set that is used, and these are the matrices which are used for the evaluation of the model. In case of your unsupervised in 40 article, we have seen the rank sum methodology which used. So by using this, we have seen that the proposed model capturing the multi-dimensional information from the document using the keyword sentences and positions sentences, and embedding also be used. But the limitation is rank sum method will use for abstract summarization. It will not work for it will not work better for the extractive summarization. So here CNN Daily Mail dataset is used, mainly that is DOC 2002, and these are the matrices that is used for the evaluation of this model. Next one is your graph-based Bengali text document summarization model. So advantage, it cannot generate new words. It means which words are available in the inputted text, that is limited to that it will not give any extra words. But limitation is that 139 samples of human written abstractive document summary, that is limited to this one, and these are the matrices that are used for the evaluation of that model. So in supervised and unsupervised model, we have seen the graph models, that methodology when that is used. By using these graph models, we got the advantage that the proposed model are giving the superior results to the extractive summarization of the text using supervised and unsupervised graph models. The limitation is that to get the prior values for the node in a graph is to be improved. So here DOC 2001, 2002 dataset is used, and these are the matrices which is used for the evaluation. So next comes to the conclusion and the feature. So mainly in this article, we present an inclusive survey on extractive and abstractive text summarization with its taxonomy on dataset, methodologies, and challenges in each approach. From this study, we infer that the most required genres need summarization in the research article and biomedical text in addition to the new article. The frequency, that is multi-document are more attractive research nowadays, particularly to summarize the patient report. It should not be limited to the single document. When we are dealing with the type of summary, that is summary that is domain specific and query oriented are more needed domain of the research when compared to the generic oriented. The languages which are used that must be the monolingual. The purpose of the summary depends on the required fields like biomedical document, informative are used to particular biomedical data. The methods of which we are using that should be hybrid mode for both supervised and unsupervised. As the label set of data is very little nowadays, also semi-supervised approaches that has been the scope in the future. For the scope of future research can be in the biomedical domain, dealing with the multi-document, with query-oriented, informative, and semi-supervised, which should be based on the hybrid on both extractive and abstractive summarization techniques. These are the references which I have referred the papers. Thank you.